Rudy's right now getting well. He had a big problem, a heart problem. He's in a hospital right now. Can you believe it? What they put Rudy through. But he was a great mayor.
Oh, do you understand what's happening there? Rudy Giuliani had to get heart surgery, and they're saying it's because people have put him through a lot. That's not true. Now, what is the they? What are they putting him through? I don't know exactly what he means, and there's a very real chance Donald Trump doesn't know what he's saying. But Giuliani was recently subpoenaed as part of the Fulton County special grand jury investigation. Lindsey Graham was as well. You know, they tried to overturn the election, and that's serious stuff. Is that what it is? I don't know. Maybe they mean that when the supermarket worker slapped him on the back recently, maybe that's the they. Giuliani, by the way, described that interaction, which we covered on the show, as feeling like someone shot him.
And someone needs to remind former Mayor Giuliani that falsely reporting a crime is a crime. And from what he stated about being punched in the head, felt like a bullet, you know, what he stated, there was a lot of creativity. And I think the district attorney he has the wrong person that he's investigating. To falsely report a crime is a crime. If that video wasn't there, then this person would have been charged with punching the former mayor. He'd been charged with all of these offenses that did not materialize. I saw that video.
Okay, that is New York Mayor Eric Adams. Notoriously loves the police, former police chief himself. When a guy who is that wedded to tough on crime politics and policies and the police is telling you that maybe you falsely reported a crime, you know that what happened was sad. Like, you know that you're on the wrong side here. Because Eric Adams would use any excuse to make his tough on crime policies even tougher, right? Tough on crime, in quotation marks. But no, he's obviously talking about Rudy Giuliani, who was patted on the back by a worker, maybe lightly shoved. Here we have the video again. Little boom. Oh, I love the rub. That's my favorite part. Oh, the former mayor. He was minimally slapped on the back by worker Daniel Gill, who worked at the grocery store. Daniel Gill had been charged with second-degree assault, a felony in the immediate aftermath of the episode, but prosecutors later reduced the charges to third-degree assault, a misdemeanor, third-degree menacing, and second-degree harassment. So menacing, harassment, these are misdemeanors, they're not felonies. You got Eric Adams there saying, nah, they're actually just prosecuting the wrong person.
They might be coming for Rudy Giuliani and Lindsey Graham, or at least the subpoenas already are. Could there be consequences for two of the biggest Trumpers in the country? We'll have to find out. But a special grand jury investigating Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election is now going to be talking to them. Court documents show that the Fulton County in Georgia, a special grand jury has issued subpoenas to Rudy Giuliani, Senator Lindsey Graham. They're also looking to talk to a number of other figures you're gonna remember from early seasons of this whole thing. John Eastman, the lawyer, has been in the news again recently. Cleta Mitchell, Kenneth, Chesebro, Jenna, Ellis as well. Mitchell participated in the phone call between Trump and Brad Raffensperger, which was raised again in the hearings within the last couple weeks. That sparked the grand jury investigation originally. Now, there's a lot of people that they're gonna be talking to, but obviously Rudy Giuliani and Lindsey Graham are two of the highest profile. What do they think about this? Well, they're not really saying. That doesn't mean they're not saying anything. I went to Giuliani's Twitter account to see if he was responding, and he's not saying anything, but he is retweeting tons of people who are defending him. And to give you an idea of how serious he is as an individual and the seriousness and intellectual rigor of those defending him, here are some of the things that he retweeted. Anyone with a brain knows the January 6th committee is a bunch of poop. That's Giuliani retweeted that. Okay, also this. Elf3 said, impeach Brandon and his VP Brandala. The process started with a 2,000-page Army Afghanistan investigative report and the 2021 immigration ICE report. I don't even know what conspiracy theories those are referencing? I can't keep up with all of it. I know it's probably something crazy. But yes, now Brandon has a VP, Brandala. And those are the people who are coming to Rudy Giuliani's defense. He's not saying anything about it. He is for once choosing not to incriminate himself, but he is retweeting those. And Lindsey Graham really quiet about this too. Seems significant, Jayar, but they don't have much to say.
Okay, so now we've got subpoenas coming out for these folks because they've been involved and they put themselves out there. The Jenna Ellis, all them of the world who like, we want attention. I'm not sure if Mike Lindell is in this anyway. They probably kept him from any information because it's Mike Lindell. But you put your face in front of cameras for this entire time, over a year. Talk about the stolen election, We have this information and that information. I've got files stuffed into my room. As soon as the information comes out, I'm gonna prove it to you guys in court. I've got it. Hey, Donald Trump did these 7, 8, 9 things that we can tell and we've seen and have been exposed and been on video and audio. So now you have to come in and talk. I'm not sure what the plan was. What was the plan? It's obvious that they have nothing, that they've had nothing and they still have nothing because the facts are just there. What was the end plan here? They expected no one to ever pay attention. They expected no one to ever look into the reality versus what they're saying and then go, so what part did you have in this whole thing? If you know what was happening, as we've seen even from some of these folks that are testifying now on the January 6th committee who were part of it, who at least stood there while it happened and said, this is crazy. Even at that point, did you say, what is my out? Did you really think that this was gonna pan out with absolutely no information, no concrete evidence? That then suddenly people go, oh yeah, we believe you now, Rudy. Yeah, Jenna, good job. You lost 18 times in court, but we're just gonna go ahead and believe it now. What's the end game here? I can't figure it out.
If you've been following Rudy Giuliani's social media, you might have thought that he, like many others formerly in the Trump orbit, have now turned on the president when he tweeted, "It is now clear that electing a mentally deteriorating man who is of limited intelligence even before his dementia constitutes a clear and present danger to our safety and security." But then he just went back to criticizing Biden. So I think he's still with Trump. I think that was actually about a Biden thing. I don't think he gets what he's saying there. But he has his own worries, actually. The involvement that he had with the multifaceted legal strategy that was designed to stop the results of the 2020 election from going through, being valid, looked like they might still ensnare him. Specifically one aspect of it, and that is the continued evolution of the case against him having to do with the false electors. This idea that the electors that states chose that would cast the ballots effectively that Congress would approve of could simply be replaced if that was convenient. That is under growing scrutiny by both federal and state investigators as one of the avenues that Trump, Giuliani, and other allies deployed in their aggressive drive to subvert the election. Michael Bromwich is a former DOJ Inspector General. He says the threats to Giuliani come from multiple directions. Evidence is growing that he was at the center of a series of schemes to change the election results by fraud and by force. As the investigations focus more closely on the people Giuliani recruited to change the election results on January 6th than before, his criminal exposure grows as the number of witnesses against him multiplies. I will add, Francesca, the caveat that I always do, in that it really never seems to matter how robust the case is. There's just this massive shield between them and consequences. But I mean, we've seen multiple new bits of information pop up about this. It certainly seems plausible at least that he could be under some pressure regarding his enthusiastic participation.
I don't think Giuliani survives this. I mean, he will fake his own death and leave. But no, I don't think
I thought you were being serious.
Rudy's right now getting well. He had a big problem, a heart problem. He's in a hospital right now. Can you believe it? What they put Rudy through.